Hello, welcome to game 3 of this match. Fika Monster versus TeamOkay. We're tied at 1-1. First player has won both games. This is the quarterfinals of the medium games. I believe Fika is the 2 seed and TeamOkay is the 7 seed. Fika had a little bit better record in the group stage, so they're first player in these games. We've got a village, we've got trashing, we've got plus buy. We've got tracker for fun stuff. We've got invest for all sorts of invest shenanigans. The boons. So I'm not 100% sure how one opens here. Probably I would like to get a silver and maybe a monastery, although that open feels a little bit slow. But this kingdom feels a little bit slow. The trashing is not super fast. You can eventually get masterminds in place and start masterminding. Journey and rattles for tons of draw. There's some potential to use lurkers here in order to gain some of those 5-cost actions, but that also seems pretty slow. So we'll see what these players decide to do. I think there's also a consideration, I guess, for native village monastery. That feels really slow. I think tracker monastery, start thinning, pick up some silvers after that. Pick up you can, on $2 you can easily pick up a native village or two, which you're going to need for your village. I don't think Duchy Duke is going to come into play here because we have colonies. Usually Duchy Duke is not great with colonies, and there is enough thinning here. Tracker comes with pouch, so silver tracker monastery, and makes sense if you get the 4-3. TeamOkay gets the monastery. Fika does as I suggested, get the tracker monastery, so I like that. TeamOkay, probably I like a rabble here. Get the draw going, kind of mess with your opponent's shuffle just a little bit, and more likely to find the pouch in a hand with the monastery to be able to buy 2 things and thin out 2 cards. I don't really see the other option. They could go tracker silver or native village silver. But I think I would take this opportunity to get the rabble. And then when you're adding in 2 costs, eventually you'll collide it with the village and be able to start having nice turns that way. I think native village actually here plays pretty well with monastery, because you could set aside cards that you don't want, and then when you have to empty your native village mat into your hand, you could do that in a turn, buy a couple things, and then finish thinning. Fika does hit 5 on turn 3, which is quite nice. Not super guaranteed with that open, but it's nice to hit that. TeamOkay can name Journeyman. Here I think they probably get Tracker Silver, Tracker Village. Either of those seem fine. There is even some thought about investing in Native Village, knowing that it's the only village your opponent's fairly certainly going to be buying 3 or 4 of those. And it really will annoy them if they invest in Native Village. But, they have the monastery, so they want to try to gain 2 cards to thin 2 coppers. That makes sense to get the Native Village. I don't think I'm about the tracker in this game. It's going to be tough to get to play that reliably. Sorry, the trade route in this game. Trade route is very, very slow. And it's a terminal, and they already have the Journeyman. I think I would have gotten my own tracker there. Tracker is a very nice card, especially with Mastermind in the Kingdom, because you could buy a card, top deck it, and then guarantee your Mastermind's going to draw something nice. Fika is able to get their own native village and top deck it. So TeamOkay is the only one who's picked up a lurker, so they can probably, I would say, lurk Mastermind here, and then trash a estate, buy a copper, trash an estate, something like that. Seems reasonable. By that I mean, trash an estate with trade route, buy a copper, and then use the monastery to trash the other estate, as you want to get rid of those estates as quickly as possible. They did not do that. They really should have bought a copper to trash an estate. It's definitely worth it there. Fika does now invest in the native village, which I thought they would. I think you just kind of have to ignore that in this kind of kingdom. The villages are too strong to allow your opponent to get, 7 of them. That being said, when you have Mastermind coming in, and if you every turn you're top decking, say if every turn you're top decking, say a native, you're top decking a draw card, then you play Mastermind, you play Journeyman every turn. You're starting with 14 card, 13 card hand, and you don't really need that many villages to draw through. Invest is a very tricky card because it's an event too. It doesn't come up that often. So even with extra menagerie, I think people haven't spent a ton of time playing with the card. But when there are key piles like Native Village, there's other key considerations like Magpie is a fun one, or like potion costs. So if they buy a potion, you don't even have to buy. If they buy a potion to go for the scrying pools or apothecaries or whatever, you just invest in one, and then you're never going to buy it, and you just get 18 free draw cards throughout the game. Now, familiar, probably you still need to go for familiar, but maybe not. Maybe you don't actually need to go for familiar. Or you invest in one, and then you only need to buy one for it to be reliable. So, yeah, TeamOkay's gotten their deck quite thin. Tracker definitely feels like the card that they're missing right now to be able to top deck stuff. They also need to start adding in money to be able to do things. I don't know if that means they need to add in 1 silver here, then try to add in a gold, then try to add in a platinum, and then finish trashing after that. I think this kind of kingdom, it's fine to do as they've done, which is to sort of get thin and deck control first, and then go back for payload. Fika has gotten more payload, but they don't have the deck control yet. Lurker is also nice with Tracker. You can lurk the card on top of your deck and then either set it aside or draw it immediately. So there's quite nice interactions there. The boons are kind of secondary, although the boons are nice too if you get a nice boon, Field's Gift, Earth's Gift. Here I would probably triple the Lurker again as TeamOkay when it's their turn. Was there something in the trash? There's a native village and a trade out in the trash. So Lurker does get around. Lurker does not get around the invest stuff, which is useful to know. Because the invest says gain and Lurker says gain. To answer this question from earlier, yeah, I mean, you're going to want native villages still. So I think you're fine investing back. Yeah, I mean, that's a legal undo. I think it's fine. I think Fika needs more draw is the big issue. I think as TeamOkay, you're okay letting them draw a couple extra cards because you feel like your deck is in much better shape. As we're seeing here, TeamOkay is going to be able to basically draw through. And again, their payload is quite low. Probably I would get with 5 money here, get Silver Tracker. Tracker is going to be a really good card for them. I don't like the extra native village. I think they have enough money. Well, now they only have 5 money left in the deck. I think they needed to save an extra money so they can buy a gold next turn, or even buy another Tracker. Like, Tracker is also a decent card to, especially if you have 2 Masterminds, right? You play 3 Journeymen. What is the card that you're triple playing? I guess you're triple playing Lurker to gain more actions, but at some point we do need to get golds, and you can't really gain a bunch of golds in a single turn on this kingdom without having other golds. And really, I want to get 1 gold, and then next turn get 1 platinum, then trash all the coppers, then trash all the golds, and basically your turn is buy 1 platinum, gain a bunch of actions with the Lurker, Lurker draw engine. And you shouldn't really need villages because Mastermind Journeyman draws deck and Mastermind Lurker gives you +4 actions. I would even consider, as TeamOkay, like trashing the last 3 villages with Lurker. Maybe that's a bit much, but something like that I think can be pretty powerful. So yeah, we're going to see a quite nice turn here. Other than that, TeamOkay only has 5 money, so I think I would get at least 1 tracker here. It's a card you can Mastermind for value, and it lets you hit gold this turn. But they don't seem to want to do that. I'm interested to see what they'll do here with 5. Again, if they trashed 1 fewer copper last turn, they could have bought a gold here. But they did get the tracker, which is good. Better late than never. Why is they didn't want to trigger a shuffle? I'm confused. I would have definitely played the lure. Oh, they played okay. Reading the log run. They played the Mastermind, yeah, because it was at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, TeamOkay has realized that economy is something you should pay attention to. Luckily, the engine that they've built with the Masterminds and Lurkers and the draw and stuff is strong enough that them being behind an economy is fine, because once they add economy, they'll be able to draw it much more reliably. Will-O-Wisp is quite a nice card, especially because they have all the Lurkers and the native villages. They got River's Gift, which is +1 cards, Sea's Gift, +1 card, Swamp's Gift. Those are all nice gifts. They'll be able to pick up a platinum here in this turn, as well as get a couple Masterminds down. So they're having quite a nice turn. Fika is also going to have a nice turn coming up, so that's about even there. And with 10, I think you just buy a platinum and an Enclave. I think I'm buying a platinum there. I don't feel like the Duchy, like I want to get colonies to win this game, primarily. They top decking the Lurker with the tracker was probably bad. I think you want to give yourself as much chance as you can to see a Journeyman or at worst a native village on top of the deck. With some likelihood, the tracker will be able to find something. Yeah, we'll be able to find something. One of the boons that draw, although I think they've seen most of them. There's still like Wind's Gift out there. Yeah, we haven't seen Wind's Gift yet, so Wind's Gift could certainly be a nice boon for them. So if Fika is able to draw a deck here, they are kind of reliant on seeing one of these Journeymen, so I would very much consider buying a 3rd Journeyman here, just to make sure you can find it to draw, and then trashing 2 coppers. I would not have bought another native village. Again, your village effect comes from Masterminding Lurker, or just you don't need a village because you're drawing deck with your Journeyman before you even start to use actions. But that certainly somewhat saved TeamOkay's turn. They can now triple the Journeyman. Just name Curse, 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 and start to figure out how they want to transition this game. They're getting a tracker. Earth's Gift is quite nice. They can pick up. I feel like they're gaining too many trackers, but maybe their deck can support it. Really what I want to see them do definitely is top deck a Journeyman at the end of the turn. Or a Rabble. A Rabble might be nicer because playing it 3 times sort of guarantees Fika's deck is going to have some green cards on top once they start greening. So that is sort of the 100%. Whatever TeamOkay does, I want them to end up with a Journeyman on top, or a Rabble on top of the deck. Force Gift is nice. Field's Gift is nice. Wind's Gift is sad. Quite sad. I knew that was coming up at some point, but Yeah, so with 18 money, I think you buy a top deck of Journeyman and buy. Are you worried about the game ending? It's kind of close to ending. Lurkers, Native Villages. I think you go Mastermind Colony here, just because there is a pile out if Fika can see all of their. Well, I don't think Fika has enough buys. Yeah, so if Fika triples the Lurkers, they could lower down to 4 cards. And then they play the Journeyman. It just seems tough for them to get. What does that require? I guess they trash Mastermind in a village. Then they need. They can trash a Lurker. They play the Journeyman. They just need to find 4 more money off the Journeyman play to win. That seems quite possible. I think if they don't triple the Lurker, they don't have enough gains to make it work. I think I would have tried it. I think they needed to find. Oh, that maybe they were short on plus buy. Yeah, they would have had to see the pouch, and then the tracker would have had to give them the right boon. But obviously, Fika is going to go hard into greening here, as I think they're thinking they realize that they're nearing the end. Depending on how much green they get, TeamOkay can pretty easily pile tripling the Journeyman and then tripling 2 Lurkers basically empties all the piles. So they just have to get enough money to outscore Fika, which is possible, but the amount of payload they have is close, and Fika has a small VP lead from the extra exiled duchy. Yeah, so this I think just needs to be colony. I'm not even sure here if you just need to get a duchy, realizing that the game is about to end. Okay, they went with a Journeyman. So for TeamOkay to win here, they need to see 19 money. Actually, yeah, 19 money. So Colony Province is 19 money. So obviously they're just going to draw 3 times here. They have platinum, gold, trackers. So we're at 9 money. Probably they didn't want to discard that silver, but they have another platinum. They have the silver, so that's 9, 11 money. It looks like they're not going for it, or they may have it anyways here. I think they can. They've got 10, 13, 15. So yeah, they've got 20 money in the deck. I don't think they have enough gains now to empty Native Villages, Masterminds, and Journeyman. Is there anything in the trash of use? No. So I don't think TeamOkay has a win on this turn. Unless I'm missing something. Oh, the buy from trade route is possible. But they can also gain and play Lurkers, which probably is sufficient. They do Lurker, trash, Lurker, Lurker, trash, Lurker, and then they can draw it back up again. They have 19 money exactly, so they have plus from the trade route. So they have 19, 22, 23, 24 money. So the question is, can they gain and play enough Lurkers? Oh, they also have trackers. So there's like a lot of specific things they can do, all of which require some amount of counting, I think. They're just going for the trade route stuff. Is the trade routes enough buys? I'm not quite sure what the plan is here. Trashing silvers as well. I'm not quite sure what the plan was here. That felt like a little bit of spinning. And they just have to buy a second colony. And they lowered the piles pretty significantly. However, yeah, I couldn't ever. I needed a little bit of time to think. Probably they should have taken a minute there to just count. If you gain trash lurkers to gain lurkers, and trash masterminds, I think you just need 21 money and 4 buys, which I think they could have gotten. But I would have had to pause the game and play. It was going to be very close. It was going to be within two or 3 money and 1 gain at most difference. The gaining and playing with the lurkers, I think. Probably instead of tripling the tracker, they could have tripled the lurker with Mastermind, trash the 3 lurkers, and then drawn them up and trash the lurkers and Masterminds, and then it would have been a little bit easier. Fika has to keep pace here. Essentially, they need to get at least colony province, ideally double colony. If they have, how much money do they have in hand? 6, 7, 16. So they're at double province now, or colony duchy. Colony duchy seems pretty easy for TeamOkay to beat next turn, especially seeing that they have journeyman. But certainly Fika has the silver they can draw. They can trade out the monastery, which gives them 1 more. Interesting, the Enclave does not remove the token from province. Sorry, from duchy. If you read the card, that's clear, because Enclave doesn't actually gain the duchy. But it's weird to see duchy at 5 with the token still on it. Yeah, so Fika can gain and play something. There's just not anything like super exciting to gain and play. Maybe gain and play a rabble and top deck it. Or gain a rabble and top deck it at the end of this turn. So draw the silver with journeyman. And yeah, here you can top deck a rabble basically, to make sure you draw next turn. Unfortunately, they could never get the multiple masterminds going. Sort of how the game played out early on, and they're close in this game. Last turn they were, I think 1 buy short of a win last turn. But I think top decking the rabble makes the most sense to me, just to guarantee that you have a turn next turn if you get one. And then you've got 19 money, so you can go province colony. And then at least make it somewhat tough for TeamOkay to pile out. Huh. Do they have a pile out here? I thought that was too dangerous. I thought they needed to gain the rabble, because that lowers the piles too much. TeamOkay's got 3 masterminds coming in, so all they have to do is triple a couple journeymans, and then they've got enough lurkers even without tripling them, and enough treasures in hand that the win should be pretty easy here, unless they somehow bottom decked all of their stuff. Did they not have enough for? They must have been just short of double colony, and I had miscounted by 1. Yeah, I think you tripled at least 2 journeymans. You've got 4 lurkers in hand, so after tripling 2 journeymans, you can triple pretty much anything to make this work. You can triple tracker or trade route, probably tracker, but tripling the lurker also should do it. They just need to find 11 money here, which I think actually they have in hand. Yeah, so this third game is going to go to TeamOkay. They were able to take one away on their second player. The 2-5 was quite nice, and they were able to parlay that into a win. So good game for TeamOkay. I will see you all in game 4.